Hey babes, welcome back to the channel. Happy 2024 and welcome to the first video of the year. I'm so excited to be back. I took a little time off after Vlogmas because I was vlogging almost every single day and just doing a lot of editing, and it was a lot for me being my first year doing it, so I just need to take a little break. But we're back, and today's video is going to be a New Year's reset video talking about my ins and outs of the year. I'm going to be telling you guys what I'm looking forward to this year, my goals, my intentions, and all that. So to start off this video, I decided that we should go to the store and get a journal because I feel like that's something I've always wanted to kind of get into, especially this year, but I really didn't make too much effort to do it. So I was like, why don't I push myself? It's the first video of the year, get a journal. I just want to be able to like write out my ideas, write out my thoughts. So that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to head to TJ Maxx, which has like a bunch of different journals. I saw one the other day that I thought was really cute, so I should go back and probably find some more. I'm going to go to a different one that I normally don't go to, so we're gonna head there now to get a journal. We are about to leave. As you guys can see, I don't know if you can, but it's literally like snowing outside. It's like flurry, so it's actually like a perfect winter day. Love it. My dad just went to Dunkin' and he got me a hot chai, so like a warm drink, and it's a little chilly, so I have my scarf on, but this is so good. Now we're gonna drive over to TJ Maxx and see if we find it. If not, then we'll just have to digital plan. But I really want a journal because I feel like writing things out with like a pen or a pencil is like more productive and more likely for me to actually achieve those things because I wrote it out opposed to writing on a digital type of thing. But we'll see. So let's see what we can find. I went in there was a bunch of options. The way that they have their journal set up at this one is they are literally like in the little line to go like check out. So a bunch of people kept walking back and forth and it was kind of overstimulating me just a tad bit, but I was able to get this journal. I was debating on either getting a planner or just a journal, but I decided to just get like a journal that's blank because I do have like a Google Calendar type of thing to like plan out my days and my weeks, and that's what I kind of look at every single day to like figure out what I need to do, especially for school and stuff. So this is more just like to plan out my videos and things like that. So I have like just blank notebook paper here, and it's literally the whole book, and I just get to plan out my video. So this will be lovely. Pinpoint each thing I want to do, which is something I really want to do this year because I feel like I have a concept in my head, and not all the time when I'm actually filming it do I remember everything I want to do, and I was like, oh, I forgot to do this and I want to do that. So this will be perfect to just kind of dot down all the little things that I kind of want to hit in each video, which I kind of did here, and I did that online and on my iPad. Let's go back home because I want to talk to you guys a little bit about my ins and outs for the year, and we're gonna do a little journaling as well. So let's head back to the house. I have 4 ins and 4 outs for the year. There's probably a lot more that I can think of, but I just want to tell you guys these 4. So we'll talk about the outs first and then talk about the ins. I think number 1 for me is procrastination as an out, because I consistently always do things last minute. It always turns out being decently fine, but I feel like I could do a lot better if I just took the time out to just plan things out and do it in advance and have more time to edit things and like revise it, which we'll get into a little bit later. And starting things early, because it really drives me insane. It gives me so much anxiety when I could literally just do it right there in the moment 3 days before instead of 3 hours before. The next out is living in the past. Unfortunately, I'm one of those people that once something like happens to me, like a bad situation or just even a good time, like I tend to just kind of like stay in that thought process and just want to continue to like relive certain things, or there's certain things that happen that are maybe negative that I like constantly relive on a day-to-day basis, which I shouldn't, because life goes on and every day is a new day. And I feel like I learned this from my aunt, and basically saying that like living in the past and trying to live in the future as well is just as bad. You're supposed to be living in the present day, this moment right now. So me talking to you guys on my camera, this is the present day, this is the moment right now. I know you guys are going to be watching this like later on, but for me right now, this is the moment that I should be in right now. I shouldn't be thinking about what's happening in the next 5 minutes, what's happening in the last 10, like what just happened, all of that stuff. It matters, but it doesn't. Like, you should be living in the moment that you are in, and that's the current present moment. And if you're living in the past or living in the future, then you're living in lack, which is insane. When she told me this, I was like, this is some real good mindset stuff, and it's because I'm thinking about the past or I'm thinking about the future, and unfortunately there's nothing you can do about either one of those. You can only really live in the present moment. Yeah, living in the past but also living in the future. Just live in the present moment. Overthinking is something that I've I've always kind of struggled with, just because like I am a perfectionist. I know a lot of people are too. Like, I'm the type of person, when I was in high school, like getting onto the bus every morning was just like a challenge for me in my head, because I'm like, okay, am I gonna walk on the bus like this? Am I gonna do this? Where am I gonna sit? What if my seat is not there? Like all these crazy things that go on into my head, and a lot of it is somewhat some anxiety, but a lot of it is really just overthinking every single situation, because at the end of the day, like we said in the last out, is that you can't control the past, nor can you control the future, really, to an extent. So you have to live in the moment, and overthinking stuff only makes things worse, because sometimes you can't avoid an outcome, and that is the outcome. So I just think, you know, just kind of coming to like terms of what things are, and not just overthinking it like, okay, and if this fails, oh well, we try better next time. Like I just think I just try to plan for every single moment, and that's where a lot of the overthinking is, because I want things to be perfect, and that's just unrealistic. So letting go of that is going to be something that I'm really going to try to do this year, because it can be really debilitating to people that have anxiety and struggle with anxiety and being very anxious all the time. So I'm going to be trying to take that out of my life for 2024. Lastly, for my out is not forcing energy. So I kind of mean this in the sense of like not forcing anything. Like if something's just not meant to be, it's just not meant to be, and I'm not going to keep forcing it. I think sometimes we just really want things to work in our life, whatever that could be. Like over the last couple years, especially when it comes to like my channel and stuff, like I think sometimes I was like just trying to like overdo it, but I think just doing what I love and just trying to adjust and go back and just see, like learn what I've done over the past years and how I can be better at that. And when my time is when my time is. Like I said, I think it's the overthinking, the perfectionist as well, like just wanting to constantly have things happen to you when you think them or when you say them, and that's just unrealistic, you know? So just like not forcing certain things, because like I say, like I feel like everything kind of has energy, and that's why I put the energy part attached to the not forcing anything. Like spiritual realm is just not in the right place for things to happen, and just understanding that it is okay if that does not happen. But yeah, just not forcing things, letting things kind of flow, and if something doesn't work out, it just doesn't work out. If it does, it does. And if nothing happens, then nothing happens. Good to just sit back, relax, and allow the universe to do what it needs to do. Okay, for the ends this year for 2024 is positivity, number one. Like I think there's just a lot of negative things that have happened over the last 3 years, especially in my life, and I know for a lot of people as well, as I'm watching a bunch of people's videos of like 2024 and watching ins and outs and all of that, like just seeing how a lot of people have struggled over the last couple years, especially last year, because last year everybody can kind of agree was a little something. But just bringing in positivity and finding the positives in everything. Like sometimes in the worst situations, it's really hard to think positively, but that's something that I'm trying to work on, is trying to find the good in things, because like I feel like it's very easy to find every single negative thing in your life that you forget about all the positive things. So then it makes it feel like life is, it's terrible, like it sucks, and like you're just never gonna get out of this space. But at the end of the day, like there are things to be like grateful for and to be happy that are going on in your life. Like there are happy things in your life that you can look forward to. There's so many positive things in the world that could possibly change your mood if you thought about them. So you just have to look at the good side instead of all the negative things, because there are a lot of negative things in life, and there's nothing we can do about those things sometimes. Actions. I think it's really easy to plan things and be like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. Where are the actions behind it? You know what I mean? Like, okay, I want to be active this year. Okay, then you need to get up and do something. Like you have to actually have like meaning behind those wants. You can't just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, I want to do this, and then complain about why it's not working or you're not getting the results you want, or why hasn't this happened, because you have to put action behind it. Everything needs actions behind it, or it means absolutely nothing. So for me, it's like, yeah, I want to dance and I want to be a better dancer, but are you putting in the effort? Are you putting in the time? Are you going to the studio? Things like that. Yeah, just putting a lot of action behind the things that I'm thinking of, and the words, and just people in general. And words mean absolutely nothing without any type of action behind it, because it's just literally just people chatting. Number 3 is planning. Like I told you guys, I am a procrastinator, which I'm trying to get out of my life and get better at it. Planning in advance will really help that, because I think sometimes I procrastinate because I'm like, oh, there's just so much, but then when I sit down and look at everything and plan things, I'm like, oh, it actually wasn't as hard as I thought it was. I could have done that in the last 30 minutes. So just planning ahead, like I did for this video, I'm literally reading off of my iPad, wrote all of this stuff out so I know what is coming, what the video is about, what I need to talk about, so I don't forget things. If I forget, I can look down and be like, oh, this is my plan, that's why I bought the journal, things like that. So just planning, and I think I did better at this in school, especially this year. I made like a spreadsheet of all my assignments, so I just knew this assignment's coming up here, this assignment's coming up there, project project due here, presentation here, all these different things. So I think planning is definitely something I really want to continue and incorporate more into my life, because it truly has been helping me, and I've seen it happen in the last 5 to 6 months, and I want to continue that. So definitely planning is something that I'm bringing into the new year and continuing to keep it, because it's really helpful. And if you haven't tried planning and planning out your life and your days and stuff like that, try it. And then lastly is revision. I feel like it's so easy to just be like, oh, like this thing happened and we just let it go, and then you realize sometimes maybe consistency of these negative things keep happening. It's like, are we going back? Are we looking over what is going on in our life? Like, what could I have done better in the situation so that the situation doesn't happen again? Or if I run into a situation again, how could I handle this better? That can be like real life, relationships, friendships. What were the steps that I felt like maybe I could have taken that might have got me a better outcome? So things like that. And I definitely have been going back and looking at my content and seeing the things that I love, the things that you guys love about the content, things that I watch, other YouTubers that I feel like would be really good in my videos as well, that I could do and could incorporate in my videos, but also making sure that it is still feeling like me. It's still my content at the end of the day, and I'm still having my little flair to it. Going back and just revising everything that has kind of gone on the last couple years and being like, okay, if I'm going to take action, if I'm going to do my best, if I'm going to really take it seriously, what do I need to do? Let's look back, let's check, let's observe, let's take all the things that I've learned over the last couple of years and let's apply that now. Let's really apply that. Let's really take all that information and turn it into something great and amazing. So I think it's something that you can kind of apply to any part of your life. You just gotta think about it a little bit more, but I think revision is such an important step in life. That's definitely something that I want to take into the new year. If you guys have any cool ins and outs, please let me know in the comments down below or DM me or anything like that. Those are my ins and outs for right now, and let's get to journaling. Okay guys, we're back inside. This is the notebook that I chose, which I showed you guys. It's really cute. I like the little hearts on it. There was one with like a bunch of different types of hearts and stuff, but I was like, this is kind of simple. I'm gonna start off like simple and cute and maybe upgrade later on. But I am going ahead and going to start planning out a video that I want to film next week, which is going to be the next video after this. So today is Sunday, so I just want to write it out and kind of have an idea of what I want to do. I have all like my ideas and stuff on my computer, so I just need to kind of just write out like how I want to film it and everything I kind of want to include in the video. It doesn't have to be very, very specific, and we'll get straight into it. Okay, that is it for my little journaling for right now. I'm probably going to add to it a little bit later on today and tomorrow before I film, but these are just kind of like the main things that I want to make sure that I film and I do that day, and I can go more in depth later on. This year, I kind of want to think about goals and intentions a little bit differently than I did last year, because last year I put a bunch of different goals on here. And some of them I did kind of achieve and work towards and made some progress in, which I really am glad and proud of myself for doing that. But I think being a little bit more realistic with goal setting, I think that intentions go a longer way than goals do, because I feel like goals are definitely important and things that you should set, but a lot of the goals that I have are long term and they're not really meant to be done within a year necessarily, or even in a monthly time frame or a weekly time frame or a day-to-day time frame. They are meant to be done over some years, and it takes time. Like, you don't just wake up tomorrow being like the most confident person on the planet. Like, that's just not how it is. This year I just want to kind of set more intentions opposed to setting goals necessarily. A few would just be like what I said, the ins and outs, just being a lot more positive with everything of my life, just really looking at the good side of life and not really trying to be so negative all the time and letting anxiety and overthinking really get to me as much. That's definitely one of my intentions this year, because I feel like that's something that you need to work on. It's more like an intent opposed to just like, this is the goal, I need to be done with this goal by the end of the year. It's definitely something on my mind. I definitely want to continue to be active. I dance now in this dance team, which really helps. That's once a week. I want to try and either walk on the treadmill or do a little ab workout or something in the campus gym at least once or twice a week outside of going to my dance stuff, just because I feel like something good. I also pay for it, so I should probably use it. So that's definitely a part of the plan, just being a little bit more active but not putting too much pressure on it, because I feel like when I put pressure on it, that's when I don't do it. I was the most active over COVID because I really didn't have anything to do, but I also feel like there wasn't a lot of pressure around it. I just kind of did it to like make myself feel good and just like get my mind off of things, and I feel like I need to use it as that, opposed to just like, I want to go to the gym, I want to have abs, I want to look like this, or I need to go a certain time, I need to do this a certain amount of times a week or whatever. Literally want to work out for fun, to keep my body up, positive. Without working out, my back starts to hurt really bad, so for me that's just more of like my motivation of doing it, and also just being a little bit more active for dance, like getting that cardio back in. Another intention I have this year is to really take my health very seriously. Like, I do take my health seriously, but I feel like sometimes I fall off and don't do certain things that I'm supposed to do. So really just eating a lot better, and also taking my iron supplement and really honing in on that, making sure that I'm getting that iron intake, because it's really important. And I'm very young, and I really want my body to be okay by the time I'm like in my late 20s and stuff, and like I really want a strong body to live in. I feel like that's really important and one of my goals this year. Other than that, I think, you know, those are just kind of 3 to 4 of like my actual goals and intentions that I have this year. I think this year I just want to keep a lot of things a little bit more personal overall, and obviously show you guys my life, but also work on myself and work on just like my craft in school and stuff. So really just doing things kind of behind the scenes, where like it's not all the time out in the public for people to know, and just really working on things for myself and not any other person or an audience or anything. Just really doing things for myself, and that can better me as a person. But with that being said, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I'm really excited for this year and the content that I'm going to make for you guys. So I hope that you guys stick around, subscribe, share with your friends, and please come back for more videos. I'll be trying to upload a little bit more this year. Also check out all the socials. Also, all are at Aliyah Avanell. If you ever forget, they're all the same at, so Aliyah Avanell on Instagram, TikTok, and here on YouTube. Make sure you guys go check out those socials as well. I'll be posting on there too this year, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next video. But until then, I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye! Mwah.